Hi guys, welcome to Code Bashers. Today's question is rotate list. Given a linked list, rotate the list to the right by k places where k is non-negative integer. For example, we are given a list that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and we are given a k equal to 2. We have to rotate this list by k. So what will be the output? So it will be 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. You can see that we have to rotate this original list 2 times. When we will rotate the original list 1 time, then the required answer will be the 5 will come in front and rest 1, 2, 3, 4 as it is. And when we will rotate this list again, then this last element will come at first and the rest of the list as it is. That is 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So this was the entire question. Now let's look at the examples. So now our first input was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when our k was 2, that is we have to rotate this list 2 times. So when we will rotate this list first time, what will happen? This 5 will come in the front and rest of the list will be as it is. And when we will again rotate the list, what will happen? The 4 will come in front and the rest of the list will be as it is. Now this was the case when our length of the list was 5 and our value of k is 2. Now let's look at another example. See, here the length of the list is 3 and our list is 1, 2, 3 and k is 4 times, that is we have to rotate this list 4 times. So what will be the output? When we will rotate this list first time, what will happen? 3 will come in the beginning and 1, 2 will be as it is. When we will rotate this list again, then 2 will come in the beginning and rest of the list as it is. Then again when the third time we will rotate it, then 1 will come in the beginning and rest will be as it is. So we can notice that when we have rotated the list equal to its length, then we have gained the original list only. That is, our input was 1, 2, 3 and k was k was 3. When k was 3, we got our original list only. And when we again rotated the fourth time, our answer was 3, 1, 2. That is original list when rotated first time. So what we have to do in this case, when our k is greater than the length of the list, what we have to do, our k will be equal to k mod length. So in this case what will happen, our k is equal to k mod length. Our original k was 4 and our length was 3, so our answer is 1. So just we have to rotate one time only. We can see that when we will rotate our original list, that is 1, 2, 3 one time, it will give us 3, 1, 2 and it is the required answer only, 3, 1, 2. So this was the examples. Now let's look at the approach of this question. Now see what we have to do. We have our input list as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and our k is equal to 2. It means that we have to rotate this list 2 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, our output will be 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. You can see that 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 will be the output. So how we will do it? You can notice that what we have done, we have taken the last k elements, and append it in the front of the output list. That is, last k elements are these, that is 4, 5, last k elements, and appended in the front of the list. See, we have taken the last k elements and appended in the front of the list 4, 5 and rest of the elements are following them. So what we have to do here, we have to divide this list, that is divide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 2 parts. One part will contain the last k elements and one part will contain the rest of the elements. And after we have divided into the 2 parts, what we will do, we will make this list as the beginning of the output list and this list as the ending of the output list. So how we will do it? See, we have to find a breaking point. From which we can divide the list into 2 points. And how can we find that? So we know that we have to take the last k element separate and rest of the elements separate. So in this case what will be that this 1, 2, 3 will be a single list and 4, 5 will be another list. So how we will do it? What we will do, we will take our temp variable to that breaking point. I will show you later how we will find this breaking point. We will take that temp variable to the breaking point, and what we will do, this will be our breaking point of the list and it will divide it into 2 parts. So if we will simply just point our 3 to null, if we simply point our this nodes next to null, then we will lose this kind of information. But we do not have to lose the information. So what we will do, when we have found our breaking point, we will again take a pointer which will point to the starting point of the new linked list, that is the second linked list. See this temp, now temp initially was at head, which because it was helping us iterating the string, iterating the list. Now our temp has found a breaking point from where we have to break the string into two parts. Now if we simply do it null, so our rest of the string will be lost, but we have to take this list also into consideration. So this case does not happen. What we will do, we will point a start pointer to the starting of the new linked list, that is the starting of the linked list which will contain the k elements. So start will be equal to temp next, temp next, start will be equal to temp next. And now what we will do, temp was pointing to 3 and now we have a pointer which is pointing to the starting point of this linked list, that is the second part of the linked list. Now what we will do, we will make the next pointer of 3 pointing to null. So when this 3 pointer, the next pointer of this 3 will be pointing to null, this connection will break, and when this connection will break, we will get two linked lists. One will be 1 2 3 whose starting position is been pointing by a head variable, and another linked list will be the 4 5 which will contain the k elements and whose starting address will be stored in the start variable. So after finding a breaking point, we will break it into 2 points, and once we have broke them into 2 points, we have got the two linked lists. One is 1 2 3 and another is 4 5. So now our input list has been divided into two parts. One will contain the k elements and other will contain the rest of the elements. Now as I discussed earlier, what we have to do, we have to make this k elements as the front of the output linked list, and rest of the elements as the back of this linked list. So we will now join these two linked lists such that this will come out as the first linked list and this will come out as the second linked list. So this was the approach I was trying to explain you. Now let's do the code step by step. Now first we have to find the breaking point of the linked list. Now but see, first what will we finding? We will be finding the length of the input linked list. So int length is the variable which will store the length of the input linked list, and len is the function call which I have already written. You can see that it is a very simple function which I have already written, which will give us the length of the linked list. Now we have find our length. See, I have told you earlier that our k can be greater than the length of the linked list. So first we have to update our k. So we will do k is equal to k mod length. So for this reason only we have calculated the length of the linked list. Now how we will find the breaking point of the linked list? How we will come to know that our linked list will be breaking at this point only? So for finding the breaking point, the formula is length of the linked list minus k elements minus 1 I plus plus. I will tell you why this formula has come. Okay, see, so in this case what we will do, we had to take a temp variable. We have to take the temp variable which was initially pointing to head, which will help in iterating the list, temp, and it will initially pointing to the head of the linked list. And in this loop we will do temp is equal to temp next. See, after this loop is over, what will happen? Our temp was initially at the head. After this loop is over, our temp will be pointing to the breaking point of the linked list. That means at this point we have to break this linked list into two parts. So what will be our next step? We have found in the breaking point, and now we have to break the list. So what we will do first, as I told you earlier, that first we have to point a starting variable at the second linked list, so that this information is not lost when we will make this current temp's next pointer to null. So what we will do, we will declare a start pointer, and it will be is equal to temp next. Now this start will point to the new linked list, that is the which will contain k elements, and now our temp is pointing to this, and we just have to break it. So what we will do? We will do temp next is equal to null. So after till this step, when we have break the linked list, our new linked list will be this, that is 1 2 3 and 4 5. Currently now we have two linked lists in our question. One is head, one is pointed by head, and another is pointed by start. So now what we have to do? We have to join these two linked lists such that this part comes in first and this part comes second. So how we will do it? See, if I join, that is the fifth the next pointer of 5 is pointing to null, but if I make this pointer that is currently pointing to null to point to the head, and our new head will become equal to start, that is now our new head has become start. Head is equal to start. So what will happen? We know that in the function we have to return the head of the new linked list. So after this step, what will happen? See, the head which we are returning is pointing to 4, and when we will be iterating the linked list using this as a pointer, what will happen? First 4 will come, then 5 will come, and then 5 is pointing to 1, and then 1 is pointing to 2, and 2 is pointing to 3. So we will get this linked list, that is 4 5 1 2 3. So what we have to do? We have to make this. So we have to make this 5, that is the last element of this linked list, to point to the head of the original linked list. So now how we will do it? We know that we have a start variable which is pointing to the start of this linked list. So again we have to travel till the last element and update its next value to the head. So how we will do it? We will take another pointer which will help us in iterating this list, that is the second list, and we will make this pointer to point the last element of this list. So let's do this step. See, we will take another pointer which will point to the start of the linked list. So what we will do? We will take a new pointer. It will known as, let's say it is iter, and it will be pointing to start initially, and this iter pointer will help us in iterating this linked list, and we have to point this iter to the last element of this linked list so that our loop can be formed. So how we will do it? While iter next not equal to null. So in this case what will happen? Iter is equal to iter next. After this while loop is over, our iter pointer will be pointing to the last element of this linked list, that is which contain the k elements. So now what we have to do? We just have to point the next. We have to point this. We have to point next value to the head, and we have to make our new head is equal to the start. See, what we will do? We will just update next pointer of iter equal to the current head which was pointing to 1, and we will make our new head is equal to the start, and return head. See, our iter was pointing to 5, we have pointed iters next, that is 5's next to 1, and we have made a new head as start. So now when we will iterate our string, it will be starting from this fourth value. So 4 5 then 1 2 3. So this was the code. Now there was a question why I had taken length minus k minus 1 to find the breaking point. See, we know that initially the temp pointer was here, so we know that the breaking point lies here. So how we will find it? Length of this linked list is 5 minus k, that is 2 minus 1 equal to 2. we know that when we will iterate this loop when we will iterate 2 times, our temp pointer will be pointing to 3. So therefore we have taken this as our condition in the for loop. So we have to just iterate 2 times. Temp on first iteration it will come to 2, and on second iteration it will come to 3, and this will be our breaking point. So to generalize this formula, we have taken length minus k minus 1 as our condition for the for loop. So now let's just run the code. One thing to note here is that when we are doing k is equal to k mod length, it means that we are making our k less than the length. It may be a possibility that our k again becomes 0, because when our k is double equivalent to length, then our k mod length will become equal to 0, and when k is 0, that means no rotation is taking place. We just have to return the input head only. So now let's run this code. So you can see that the code is running. I hope guys you like the video. Thank you.